guys, Adam here, Blackfyre Productions. Welcome back to another episode of Toy Tuesday. Long overdue. I have still been collecting action figures and doing some photography stuff, but it's been sort of on a bit of a hiatus for the last, I want to say, year or so. But I do have a special presentation today. Recently, Games Workshop has sent me a bunch of their action figures made by JoyToy for the Warhammer 40k line to showcase on my channel and do some photos with and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, I might as well do an unboxing, not just a photo for you guys. A little bit about 40k. It's been around for 30 plus years. Or approximately 30 years, I should say. It was, for me, my second miniature game that I got into, the first being Games Workshop's Lord of the Rings SBG, or now known as Middle-earth SBG, and the second was Warhammer 40k. And like, my first army was Space Wolves. That was like my passion. Space Vikings with wolves, mixed them up. I absolutely loved it. And what's cool is now some of these miniatures are becoming into a bigger scale, really high detailed articulated action figure that you can display, or in my case do some photography and stuff like that with and enjoy. I've even been tempted in doing like a kill team battle with these guys on a bigger level, but I would need a lot more terrain and in larger scale than what I have currently for my little miniatures. So JoyToy, they've been killing it with these guys. They've got everything from like Space Marines of all of the different chapters, whether it be Grey Knights, Black Templars, Ultramarines, White Scars I've seen recently with their motorcycles and everything, and obviously Space Wolves with their Thunderwolf Cavalry, all the way to Tau and Chaos, Orcs, the Orc Commandos. I absolutely love the characteristics that they've put into those guys. You know, each one is an individual figure with its own sort of like personality. It's super, super cool. JoyToy has been really doing well with these, I think, and they're only going to go up. But it's not only just like Marines and such, and like a man scale, or well, Space Marine scale figures, but it's also, they have their vehicles, like I mentioned. They have their motorcycle, or one of the motorcycles for the White Scars, but they also have like dreadnoughts and everything too, which is super cool. So like Bjorn the Fell-Handed for the Space Wolves, you know, like things like that. And like these guys are 1/18 scale, and they stand, I want to say, close to like 5 inches or so thick, pretty big. Well, the dreadnoughts, I swear, and I don't own any, so this is just speculation, and what I've seen are going to be easily standing up to like 10 inches, somewhere around there, and they look super awesome with good articulation and attention to detail. And I think JoyToy really prides themselves, if I can take a guess or hazard a guess, off of their detail that they put into these figures, because it is spot on. I've had other companies action figures before for other lines, and like you can tell where they're like mass produced for the general public, and you can see where JoyToy has really paid attention to the detail and really committed to doing the best that they can for this line. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into these boxes. I've already opened up 2 boxes for the Chaos Space Marines, the Black Legion. I've opened up the Havoc Champion, as well as the basic Space Marine, Black Legion Space Marine. But I do have one here that I'll unbox for you guys. So let's jump into what is inside these boxes. Here we are with the actual boxes. So you can see here in front of you, I still have this one in the wrap. It's the Black Legion Havoc Marine with the Havoc launcher, I believe. I don't play Chaos Marines, so I don't recall what it is off the top of my head. So yeah, so we're gonna open up that, but here shortly. But I just thought I'd show you the boxes for these guys. Really clean, crisp representation of the figures that they have inside the boxes. You obviously have the Warhammer 40k icon there, and just that simple black on white text to black background is really good. In the back, shows you what comes in the box, and so yeah, it says here 115 centimeters tall collector's action figure and accessories. So yeah, they are about 6 inches tall. I haven't measured them myself, but it would be about the right height. When you think that a Space Marine stands, what, 9 feet tall or so, pretty big. And then obviously you have the other box here that I've already opened. So those figures are pretty sweet. The boxes are really nice. And show a good representation of what's in there, but that's the whole point of a box. It's there to make you want to buy it. So let's get into this guy and do an unboxing. I'm just going to use my clippers here somewhere to find a hole and take all this stuff out, and then we'll get into it here momentarily. And with the plastic wrap off, cracking this open and seeing what is on the inside. I have not opened this one yet, as you know, but I am excited. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Plant pack is there, and I'm already seeing some stuff that I'm absolutely loving, which is basically the big chain for the launcher, right? So like that's one solid piece there. You can see all the detail there with nice gold. Like I've done a picture recently, a couple of days ago. Move it to the back. Did a picture recently with the other two, just to use as the thumbnail for this, and just sort of like showcase it, the figures and everything. And like this gold is absolutely stunning. Really good. Like it has a nice shine to it. It has a nice reflection. You can see like all the weathering on the, let me see if I can get this in here and such. Maybe not. Doesn't want to cooperate today. Hold on a sec. All right, there we go. That's better. Yeah, so you can see all like the details and everything there. Like that skull is fantastic looking. Look at all this. This is what I wanted to show you, but my autofocus actually wasn't on. But like the weathering on the metallics there with like the edge highlighting and everything, it literally looks like it's a painted figure, like a painted miniature, I should say. For you, you know, that when you pull it out of the box, and you'll see it once I get the actual figure on that. So the contents obviously are the gun itself. You have a couple of spare hands, if you want to switch up its gripping hands, right? So let's see if I can get this in here. I don't know if you can see that, but like look at that. You can see the edge highlight on that gauntlet there, on that hand. Super, super good. So you got an extra pair of hands there. And then the actual figure itself, which is really, really cool too. Look at that. Right? That is super good. The eye looks great. Obviously the iconography for the chapter, the Black Legion chapter. Again, you can see the edge highlighting on the gray there. It's great. So yeah, that's what the figure looks like coming out of the box. I'm gonna pull over one of these other ones and showcase that too. So we got the Chaos Space Marines Black Legion. So again, this one here I've already started playing with a little bit and everything else. The tabard at the front and the chainmail, look at that, just looks great, and that tabard is super good. You have a nice orangey sort of red highlight there on the red tabard. The leather, you can see the details off to the side here. For the leather, you have like a dark brown with like a paler gray brown on top of it to add the head or the edge highlight. You know, in the belt here, you got, you know, your frag and crack grenade. Let me see if I can, right there, right? And then all the details like cracks in the skull, you know, with the standard on top of its backpack. Yeah, it's super, super cool. Yeah, like the only thing that I may add to the detail here, and it's not even like a gripe, it would just make them pop, is with the lenses to the eyes. You know how usually when you're painting them, if you paint minis, you'll do like your base color and then you'll put like just a dot of highlight in the center. That's the only thing. It would just make them pop that much more, and it's not a gripe by any means. It's just a thought that I've had, because like they use a single tone in the eye lenses, which still looks really good, but I think it would just pop that much more. Look at the detail on the shoulder pauldron. Like, look at all those skulls and the tusk and everything else. It is so awesome. They've put a ton of work into this. And then you get over on that side with the tape and everything else. The fabric, I guess, holding on to the straps, holding on to the pouch there. So yeah. Super, super cool. So, okay, let's look at articulation. So the backpack obviously just pops on and off. It just is slotted in with two little dots like so, or knobs, I guess, not dots. The hands are all like, they have pegs just like every other action figure, so you can pull them off. I have had to heat up one hand because the peg didn't want, I changed the hands around on the champion, and the peg didn't want to insert into the hand socket. And so I had to heat it up because it's soft plastic. It just, I put it in front of a space heater that I had running in my garage here, and then I pushed it in and went in, not a problem afterwards, so which is fine. All right, so articulation wise, you have the head, obviously. This one's head doesn't want to move as much as the Chaos Champion Havoc, but it does move, turns left and right, right? You have its arms, which are like a ratchet socket almost. You can hear it clicking there. They do bend at the elbow. I think it's a double joint if I can look at it, or there's one there and one there for the elbows. They also rotate around too, which is nice. So they can rotate out like and back and forth, right? So, and then the wrist, obviously with the peg and socket, it can move around, it can twist, and it can rotate as well. Shoulder pads, they do move. So like if you have some like dynamic posing, you can, you know, sort of twist that wherever you need to be to create some extra space or fill a gap or whatever. So you can see it there. Waist, you do have a nice like ab bend there, abdominal bend. There's 2 points. It bends up here, then also at the bottom too, so you can get like a nice sort of like lean forward with that. The belt is not attached physically to like a certain section, it's just wrapped around, and the parts move as well on there, so you can again position it to where you need it to be. Obviously the same applies to the other arm, same type of action, rotation, and everything else, right? So going down the body, you got the knees here. Let's just do that one, that one's easier. You got the, I think it's double jointed again, maybe. I would have to look into this here. No, just just single jointed, but you get a nice 90-degree bend, a little bit greater than 90 with that, which isn't bad. Again, they will twist out or in, and then also the toes here. So it has the, there we go, the toe bend as well, or joint, I guess. And then you got your ankle placement as well, so it does all that. So that is super cool. Weapons are great. Really, really liking these figures. So that's the basic Marine with his stuff, and then you got the champion. I love the champion, and I want to showcase it. So same articulation. This one did have, the champion did have a little bit like tighter shoulders when I was bending it, so I had to like gently like bend it because I almost felt like I was gonna snap it, but because it was stiff. So just when you are playing with them, just be gentle with it. But what I wanted to showcase was like the face. Like, look at that face. That is a face, not the sword. Don't need to see the sword. So yeah, you can see there's actually that just popped right off. So like we'll fix that later on. But I wanted to show you the face. Look at that face. Isn't that a face only a mother could love, or in this case, I guess a chaos god maybe. But yeah, really super cool. A lot of detail, like with the wrinkles and you know, the shading in the eye sockets, and like it looks like he almost has like a greenish colored eyes in there, which is really nice because it adds like a nice contrast to the reds that are there. But awesome. Nice pale colored skin. I absolutely love it. You have the plasma gun as well. Like, That is super cool with the orange and everything else. It's super nice. Again, the detail in the tabard here with all the chainmail and the Chaos Star, and like, so again, these all move. These side parts, they all move, so you can adjust them wherever you or however you need or see fit. These armor plates on the side. Look at that. Just so cool. So yeah, that is the Black Legion that I got from GW as like some display stuff. I'm gonna do more of these here shortly, but I think what I'll do is I'll sort of like try to focus, like maybe next week I'll do some of my Ultramarines that I got, or maybe a couple of my Space Wolves, because the other guys that I got are like Ragnar Blackmane, a couple of Space Wolves. I think 2 or 3 packs of Ultramarines, and then yeah, I think that's it. I got 9 boxes overall. But yeah, I'm loving the fact that of what JoyToy is doing. These guys are super awesome. I wonder if I don't have another figure handy here, another 6-inch scale figure, but these guys are 1/18th, but due to again to the size of a Space Marine in the lore, they're basically like 6 inches tall. It says 15 centimeters, or well, this one says it's 12.8 centimeters. Same with this guy here, is like 12.8 centimeters on the back of the box, but like they're almost 6 inches for the most part, and so they are really cool. So yeah, that's it. That's the first Toy Tuesday in a very long time, and it's representing some Warhammer 40k action figures by JoyToy and Games Workshop. Guys, if you like this video, make sure you like and share. Also, while you're here, if you are liking the content, you can check out our Patreon link in the description of the video down below. So I guess that is it. Until next time, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.